The universe. I've been told it was a magnificent place back then, full of wonder and adventure, and even romance.
Defenders from 1,000 worlds patrolling their respective sectors, each one wielding the most fantastic weapon in existence.
For billions of years, the Green Lantern Corps lit the darkest ends of space. They were the manifestation of hope and achievement, of righteousness and force of will.
Until one of their own destroyed it all, and the Green Lanterns vanished. Almost.
It all started in Highway Mill, New Mexico, just outside of Nella's bombing and gunnery range, property of the U.S. Air Force.
They were planning on sneaking into the base and exploring the empty hangars.
I don't want to get shot.
The base has been deserted for years. All those stories about UFOs and Groom Lake, it was just the government testing stolen Soviet planes. They used to call it Red Square.
You don't believe in UFOs?
Do you?
The boys start to climb over the barbed wire fence when they are hit by an explosion from the sky. They are blasted backwards as the ship crashes to the ground, screeching to a halt.
The boys were shaken up, but no real injuries. Then they saw the ship that crashed.
So, what kind of plane is that? The one boy said.
I I don't know, the other replied.
As the two approach the ship, they hear a low voice speaking. Please, don't be afraid. You can't be afraid. Can't. The man inside the ship struggles to speak.
Can't use it. Can't get it off. The ring. It's burned itself into my flesh. It stays with me. You have to listen. As the man grabs one of the boy's wrists.
Hey, let go, the one boy said.
You have to tell them. It has a name. The man tells them his own name. Kyle Rayner. I was the last of the Green Lanterns. And it has it, the first to know what fear really is.
Meanwhile, in Northern California, Carol Ferris returns to an old place for memories, the old Ferris Airfield. She looks around while on the phone with her husband.
I grew up on this airfield, Carol says. I can still smell jet fuel burning and the roar of the turbines. But that was the past for her now, just a fading memory. I stopped looking into the sky and didn't care what happened to this place anymore. This wonderful place, she stammered, losing focus on her phone call. She told her husband she loved him and hung up the phone. Her attention was still engulfed in what she saw. It was Hal Jordan's old plane.
Back in the Bronx, New York City, Guy Gardner and Jon Stewart are flying around above a baseball stadium, waiting to watch the game. There are only two people I've ever trusted in this world, Hal Jordan and Kyle Rayner. I used to trust Hal, Jon Stewart says. If I looked Hal in the eyes and he told me we were going to get out of it, I always believed him.
Look, Jordan had stones, I'll give him that. But it wasn't nothing special, Guy says. They continue into the baseball game and talk about if they missed the ring. Miss being the Green Lantern, which turns into an argument.
Stewart creates a gag over Guy's mouth to get him to shut up, but Guy rips it off. Okay, but what I'm trying to say is you're dead wrong. I don't miss the ring. I don't miss the Guardians and their stupid rules. I don't miss always having to prove I'm the best one out there. And I sure as hell don't miss being forced to live some higher code of universal ethics, Guy says with pure honesty. I'm Guy Gardner, warrior. Screw the cores.
They finish their squabble and walk towards their seats for the game. doubting if Hal is going to show up.
He is not even human anymore. He died. He is a ghost, literally, Guy says.
You're right, Guy, Hal replies with a smile. Stewart and Gardner have mixed feelings about seeing Hal. Stewart is glad to see Jordan, but Gardner isn't as excited.
Hal starts to reminisce about when his dad would take him to the games. He never forgot the Angels motto carved into each bat. Aim for the stars, Hal says out loud.
You, a random man says to Hal, but he doesn't recognize him. I need to tell you something. The man continues to speak to Hal. I'm a sinner. Just then, more people start to approach Hal, telling him their sins. I'm embezzling money from my office. I lied to my wife, another man says. Even Guy Gardner couldn't hold back. I cheated on my taxes, Guy says.
I can't stay here, Hal says to Stewart. The spirit of vengeance, it won't give me a break anymore, Hal says.
Back in Star City, the Green Arrow is preparing to go out and fight crime with his partner Mia. Suddenly, there's an explosion, and they're both thrown backwards.
Where are you? The intruder says, crashing through the basement door. His power device telling him what he was looking for was so close. Yes, you are here, he says with excitement. All those years relying on the ring to provide my weapon with power, when I should have just taken the ring itself.
Just then, an arrow flies in and knocks the ring out of the man's hand. You picked the wrong damn house, Black Hand, the Green Arrow says, as he and Mia prepare to attack the Black Hand. Mia asks who the Black Hand is, and Oliver tells her it's one of the Lantern's old losers.
Halt! Hal Jordan yells. The Green Arrow is happy to see his friend and says they should talk after they take care of the Black Hand. I'd like nothing more, Ollie, but that's not what I'm here for, Hal says as he starts to transform. The Spectre must deliver vengeance. William Hand, you let your jealousy of your family's own success rot your soul. You have stolen that which is not yours. Countless times you have attempted to murder friends I care about, all in the name of gaining recognition for a family that doesn't love you. But in truth, your heart is as black as coal.
Hal, what are you doing? The Green Arrow questions his friend. Judgment has been passed. You will live up to your name, Black Hand, the Spectre proclaims as he takes the left hand from the Black Hand.
Don't move, Hal, the Green Arrow says in shock from what he just saw his friend do. It's getting harder to focus, Ollie. Hal fights to get the words out. There's something wrong. None of this should have happened. This isn't me. This isn't who I am.
Hal and the Spectre disappear, and the Black Hand is left in pain, missing his hand. Mia tries to help, but realizes that the wound has been cauterized, and his hand has been turned to coal, the Green Arrow says, telling Mia that it was Spectre's sadistic humor. Mia asks Ollie, wasn't he like one of your best friends?
Despite it all, he still is, Ollie replies. Hal gave me this ring a long time ago. He said in case of emergency, break glass. I think the glass has just been broken.
Back in New York City, Jon Stewart and Guy Gardner sit at the Warriors Bar and talk about what happened to Hal Jordan, what he actually went through, and what he did after Coast City.
He was the one true lantern, and he lost all his marbles, Guy says.
Without him, it just feels like there's something missing, like the universe is a darker place, Jon says.
You weren't active when it went down, John. You weren't there to see it. He called himself Parallax. He went on trying to rewrite history, kicking our asses when we got in the way. And then it wasn't a question of has Hal lost it. It was a question of did he ever even have it? Guy snarks.
He had it, John says. He did die saving the planet. He used his power to reignite the sun, John snarked back.
And now his soul is trapped inside the Spectre. God's spirit of vengeance, or whatever the thing is, Guy responds.
They talk back and forth and both agree, even if they didn't always see eye to eye with Hal, he was never afraid and would always be there for them.
Just then, Guy starts to feel extreme pain. He tells John, "Get out! Hurry! Skin's on fire!"
John doesn't know what is happening to Guy and uses his ring to bring out the Green Lantern suit. He yells for Guy, but it's too late. He is thrown backwards from a huge explosion that destroys the bar.
15,000 feet above the coast of Northern California, a plane is flying towards what used to be Coast City. One of the men is concerned about radiation, while the other assures him there is none despite what happened.
7 million people died when Coast City was destroyed by that alien Mongol or whatever, the pilot says. It was just a big crater until the Haven community settled.
It was destroyed? Well, then what the hell is that? The other pilot replies. As they look out, they both see what looks like the city is still there.
Terrebonne Parish, Louisiana. Belle Reve Prison. "Lock down now!" a prison guard yells. They rush an inmate down the hall, not knowing what happened to him.
There's zero brain activity, but he's still awake, babbling, the main doctor says.
"What the hell did they do to him?" another doctor asks.
That's just it. Hammond never moves. He doesn't even blink. He just sits there. He thinks, the first doctor replies back.
And he knows. He knows. He knows, the inmate keeps repeating.
Mr. Rayner brought back a story from space. Hector Hammond finally speaks. I'm listening. I'm listening for you. Sing for me, Kyle. Sing me a song of fear.
Now back at the Watchtower, the headquarters of the Justice League of America, Guy Gardner is struggling to stay alive. Geoff Johns, Batman, and Dr. Midnight discuss what to do and what is happening to Guy's body.
His body's rejecting itself. His organs are twisting around inside. His shape-shifting physiology, it's fighting with him. Dr. Midnight tells them and says they need to bring in Mr. Terrific to help.
Meanwhile, Superman is making sure John Stewart is doing okay. John tells him he doesn't know what happened except that Guy erupted, unleashing an enormous amount of firepower.
Batman then asks Wonder Woman about what is going on at the bar where Guy exploded with energy.
The area's quarantined for now. Metamorpho hasn't been able to find traces of any explosive or toxic element. The Justice League is here as well, and Alan Scott and Jade found something odd. Everything in the bar was destroyed except one statue, she tells Batman. A statue of Hal Jordan.
They worry about Hal and how he tried to change the nature of the Spectre, how he has tried to prove himself again and again.
Just then, the Flash reports to Batman they have something weird on the West Coast too. Those reports about Coast City weren't that far off. It's not back. But the Haven commune, well, it's gone. And Coast City? Batman inquires.
Roads, street signs, stoplights. It's like a blueprint, but there's only one building.
22 Sea View? Batman asks.
Yeah, does that mean anything? The Flash questions.
It does to me, Flash, Aquaman says, surprising the Flash.
Me too, Superman replies.
I remember its Stewart is cut off by Batman.
His address. It's Hal Jordan's old apartment building, Batman says.
You don't think Hal did this, do you? The Flash asks with concern.
Yes, Flash, I do. And you of all people shouldn't be surprised, Batman says with an I told you so tone. Coast City, Guy Gardner. Could the signs be any clearer? I'm beginning to suspect that Hal's jump from Parallax to Spectre was part of a bigger plan. He had immense power as Parallax, but as the Spectre, if he can tame the spirit of vengeance, he'll be unstoppable.
I find it unlikely Hal was searching for more power. He was searching for redemption, Jean says. He's changed since his dark days as Parallax.
I don't think Hal Jordan ever changed, John. Batman snaps angrily. Hal always had an ego. He never worried, prepared, but just flew in, damn the consequences. We should have known back then a man like him couldn't be trusted. A man like him.
Enough! John Stewart yells with anger, his ring glowing green.
John! Superman tries to step in to calm Stewart down.
No! I'm tired of the disrespect Batman slings Hal's way. You've always had a thing against him, and I finally see why. Hal is one person in the world that didn't buy what you were selling. Hal was the man without fear. And what is the Batman when you're not afraid of him? Just a man.
They are interrupted by the Green Arrow. He tells them that Hal isn't the same guy they used to know and what he did to the Black Hand. He said none of this should have happened, the Green Arrow tells them. I don't know what that means, but as he sees Guy Gardner laying there.
Batman responds with a dark reality. This is strike 3. Face facts, John. The real Hal Jordan is back, and he's bringing the past with him.
Back at the airfield, Carol Ferris is still sitting by Hal Jordan's old plane thinking about the old days. She is startled by a noise and turns around to see someone. Hal? She asks with uncertainty.
Hello, Carol.